Hi everyone, as we all know that 15th August is the Independence Day of India, today I am going to discuss the history of our independence followed by the celebration of our Independence Day. History of Independence. European traders had established outposts in the Indian subcontinent by the 17th century. Through overwhelming military strength, the British East India Company subdued the local kingdoms and established themselves as the dominant force by the 18th century. Now I am going to discuss few events which led to get our independence. We will also talk about those great personalities who helped us achieve our worthwhile independence. First War of Independence. The Revolt of 1857 is also known as the First War of National Independence. At this time, there occurred a series of events which were referred to as Sepoy Mutiny. The revolt first began at Barakpur, when most of the Indian soldiers refused to use the cartridges which were rumored to have been greased with the fat of pigs and cows. As a result, many uprisings started in Meerut, Delhi, Kanpur, Lucknow, Jhansi, and many other places. Military, economic, political, and religious causes were also responsible for the revolt of 1857. One of the major causes was Lord Dalhousie's policy of annexation and the doctrine of lapse, which made the British very unpopular. The rulers of different states became bitter enemies of the British. What is the doctrine of lapse? The doctrine of lapse was when a ruler of a subsidiary state died without a natural heir, the state was passed on to the English. The major consequences of this war were the end of company rule, Queen Victoria's proclamation, reorganization of army, end of Peshwaship and Mughal rule, economic exploitation, and rise of nationalism. Unfortunately, this war was unsuccessful, but it paved a way for our independence. And the causes of failure were the Indians had no common defined goal, that is, Rani Lakshmibai fought for Jhansi and Nana Sahib fought as he had been refused pension. The second cause was that the effects were not planned and coordinated. The third cause was the British had experienced military generals like General Havelock, General Colin Campbell. Indian leaders were brave, but few were expert in military planning. Last but not the least, the British had the latest guns and ammunition and money to finance their efforts, while the Indians did not have enough guns and hardly some money to finance themselves. Now I am going to talk about few personalities associated with the First War of Independence. Mangal Pandey. He was a Brahmin sepoy at Barakpur who headed the protest of displeased sepoys. Nana Sahib, the adopted son of Peshwa Bajirao II. He led the War of Independence at Kanpur. Tatya Tope. He was the commander of Nana Sahib's forces. Rani Lakshmibai. She was the Queen of Jhansi. Lord Dalhousie. He performed the annexation of Oudh. Queen Victoria, the Queen of England at the time of India's First War of Independence. Personalities associated with the growth of nationalism and foundation of Indian National Congress. Raja Ram Mohan Roy. He set up the Brahmo Samaj in 1828. He is often referred to as father of modern Indian Renaissance. Swami Vivekananda. This great Indian reformer condemned the caste system and emphasis on rituals and ceremonies. Personalities associated with the first phase of Indian national movement. Dadabhai Naoroji, known as the Grand Old Man of India, he was one of the first leaders of the national movement. Gopal Krishna Gokhale, he was an educationist turned politician who changed the destiny of India. Surendranath Banerjee, he founded the Indian Association of Calcutta in 1876. Personalities associated with the second phase of Indian national movement. Lord Curzon came to India as the Viceroy in December 1898. Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Bipin Chandra, and Lala Lajpat Rai, the trio of radical rationalists in the Indian National Congress, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, composer of the national song Vande Mataram. Agha Khan, title given to the religious head of Khoja Muslims. Khojas are a wealthy group of Muslim community. Mahatma Gandhi and the national movement. Mahatma Gandhi's entry in the Indian politics paved a new horizon in the Indian struggle of independence. After returning from Africa, he got involved in the struggle of India's independence. He didn't use guns or anything. His methods include Satyagraha, Swadeshi, and Charkha. The Rowlatt Act, Jallianwala Bagh, the Rowlatt Act, Jallianwala Bagh massacre, and Khilafat movement were the circumstances which led to the launch of non-cooperation movement by Gandhiji. Two people, namely Deshbandhu Chittaranjan Das and Motilal Nehru, formed the Swaraj Party in December 1921. Then the British appointed a 7-member commission, which was popularly known as Simon Commission, which studied the state of India after the First War of Independence. And the Indians used the slogan Simon Go Back against it. After this, the Nehru Report was started by Motilal Nehru and Jawaharlal Nehru. What is Nehru Report? It was a memorandum outlining the proposed new Dominion status constitution for India. It was welcomed by the Congress but rejected by the Muslim League. As time passed, Kolkata celebrated the first Independence Day on 26 January 1930. After seeing all of this, Gandhiji started the civil disobedience movement on 12th March 1930 along with Dandi March. The government realized that it was very difficult to exploit the Indians now. So they set up 3 roundtable conferences in which Congress boycotted the first and the third one, but Gandhiji represented in the second one. Then a Japanese threat and failure of Cripps mission resulted into the launch of Quit India movement, Forward Bloc and INA. The national movement found a new expression after calling the Quit India movement outside India. The leader of this movement was Subhash Chandra Bose. He was elected the president of Congress in 1938, but he had difference of opinion with Gandhiji and founded the Forward Bloc in 1939. Then the Tokyo Conference passed a resolution to form an Indian National Army. In Singapore, he formed the Azad Hind Fauj to conduct a military campaign for the freedom of India. He was assisted by Rash Bihari Bose. After forming the INA, Subhash Chandra Bose gave the call to his soldiers, "Give me blood and I shall give you freedom," and his battle cry was "Dilli Chalo." It is believed that Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was killed in an airplane accident on his way to Tokyo. Now I am going to talk about few personalities associated with the Indian national movement. Mahatma Gandhi, born on 2nd October 1869 at Porbandar, Gujarat. He was a major leader of India's struggle for independence. John Simon. He was the chairman of 7-member commission appointed by the British government. Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, popularly known as Frontier Gandhi, he was the leader of the Northwest Frontier Province. Personalities associated with Forward Bloc and INA. Subhash Chandra Bose, great Indian freedom fighter who founded the Forward Bloc and INA. Adolf Hitler, the ruler of Germany. Rash Bihari Bose, a great Indian revolutionary. Independence and partition of India. The Second World War ended in 1945. Lord Wavell, the Viceroy of India, convened a conference at Shimla in 1945 to grant more powers to the Indians. Again, the Wavell plan was talking about dominion status while the Congress demanded Purna Swaraj, complete independence. So, the Shimla conference proved to be a failure. Then the cabinet mission of 1946 aimed to find out ways for peaceful transfer of power to India. The cabinet ministers came with proposals which they thought would satisfy the Congress and Muslim League. They recommended suggesting up a three-tier system, that is, provinces, groups of region, and federation. There would be three groups of places. Group A would include Bombay, United Provinces, Bihar, Orissa, Central Provinces, and Madras. Group B would include Punjab, Sindh, and NWFP. Group C would include mainly of Bengal and Assam. But the Muslim League, the Congress, the Sikhs, and two groups of scheduled castes were not happy with the proposal. Jawaharlal Nehru formed the government on 2nd September 1946 as the vice president of the interim government. The Muslim League declared 16th August 1946 as Direct Action Day. This resulted into widespread communal rioting in different parts of India. 2nd September 1946, when the interim government was sworn in, was declared as the day of mourning, when Muslims demonstrated with black flags. On 20th February 1947, Clement Attlee declared that British would leave India by June 1948. Communal riots became more intense as the future was at the moment uncertain. The Muslim League called strongly for the partition of India. Lord Mountbatten took over as Viceroy and soon realized that partition was the only solution. On this basis, he announced his plan. Partition of Sindh, Bengal, and Punjab to be based on the decision of their legislative assemblies. There would be a referendum in NWFP and a part of Sylhet where there was Muslim majority. The princely states were given freedom to join either India or Pakistan or remain independent. A boundary commission would be set up to mark out boundaries where and when required. The plan also indicated that the transfer of power would be in 1947 and not in the mid 1948 as it was earlier declared. The Muslim League was very happy as its demand for Pakistan had been listened to, and Congress too accepted the plan. This Indian Independence Act created two independent dominions, India and Pakistan. Lord Mountbatten continued as the Governor General of the Dominion of India on the 15th August 1947 as he swears in Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru as the first Prime Minister of Free India. Mr. Muhammad Ali Jinnah became the Governor General of the Dominion of Pakistan. Now I am going to talk about few personalities associated with the independence and partition of India. Lord Wavell, the Viceroy of India who had called a conference to give more power to the Indians. Clement Attlee, the Prime Minister of England. Lord Mountbatten, the Viceroy of India who developed the plan of partition of India. Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India. Celebration. Independence Day, one of the three national holidays in India, is observed in all states and union territories. On the eve of Independence Day, the President of India delivers the address to the nation. On 15th August, the Prime Minister hoists the national flag on the ramparts of Red Fort, Delhi. 21 gunshots are fired in the honor of this solemn occasion. In his speech, the Prime Minister highlights the past year achievements, raises important issues, and calls for further development. The Indian national anthem Jana Gana Mana is sung. The speech is followed by march past of divisions of the Indian Armed Forces and Parliamentary Forces. Parades and pageants showcase scenes from the independence struggle and India's diverse cultural traditions. Flag hosting ceremonies and cultural programs take place in governmental and non governmental institutions throughout the country. Citizens adorn their clothing, wristbands, cars, household accessories with replicas of the tricolor. Over a period of time, the celebration has changed emphasis from nationalism to a broader celebration of all things in India. Jai Hind! Proud to be an Indian.